English Teacher, Part 137. The most important feature of explicit instructions are teaching in small steps, providing guidance during the initial practice, having students practice each step of a new process and do it separately, and ensuring a high level of performance and success. For example, we can find the steps involved in explicit teaching. You should not take the procedure set out here as a rigid prescription. You can adapt it accordingly. You can make some modification in it and do it for yourself. There are steps in explicit teaching. Number one, motivating the students in anticipatory set. Explaining task purpose and objectives. Number two, presenting new information or skill input. Modeling, demonstration. Checking for understanding, observing and questioning. Number six, guided practice step by step with teacher. Number seven, last but not the least, independent practice. Well, this is what a teacher can do on its own level of understanding, organizing, and relating ideas, and one should summarize to the extent of the meaning. Educators refer to this process as developing metacognitive, higher level of thinking and organizational skills. Students need to know about practice these skills in order to think about what they know, how they learn best, and how to manage their learning processes. Well, we've got another case study, and this case study is for a lecture. Mr. Braun plans to begin a series of lessons on sound and hearing with his grade 8 class. Although his students had studied the human ear and its structure in grade 7 as well, Mr. Braun thought that he should introduce his lesson series with a review lecture on the nature of sound. The learning goals that he had set were to strengthen research and independent group study skills through work on individual group of projects. Well, during the recess, Mr. Braun assembled charts and other materials. When the class returned, he began, "I mentioned yesterday that you were going to choose a project about sound and hearing. Can someone tell me why we should all be deeply concerned with this subject?" Hands were raised all over the classroom. The students Mr. Braun called on responded, "I want to be a musician and I need to hear. We couldn't use the telephone if we couldn't hear. My dad is a bird watcher and he learned to imitate the lots of birds by listening to their calls. If we couldn't hear the cars honking, we would not be safe on the streets or the roads." You've got the idea, Mr. Braun encouraged. Sound and hearing are very important to us in many different ways. You'll find out more about these while working on your project. First though, let's review the basic information you need to start working on your projects. Your ears are very special equipment. They gather information from every side and keep you in touch at all times with the world around. Well, Mr. Braun then explained that the sounds are caused by the motion, sends out sound waves in every direction. He took out a metal ruler and held it tight against the edge of the table with about 8 inches extending. He twanged the free end, causing the ruler to vibrate to produce a low humming sound. "What is causing the sound you hear?" Mr. Braun asked. John responded, "The ruler is moving up and down." "That's right, and why does that make a sound?" Marianne answered, "I think it has something to do with the molecules." "That's so. Does anyone know how sound is related to molecules?" He paused, but no one volunteered. Mr. Braun drew a series of diagrams on the chalkboard showing the effect of the air molecules when a ruler moves up, down, and up again.